little person adopted an adult, so they treated her like an adult, and so now it's like come out that like it's like this whole thing.
They thought they adopted a child.
They thought they adopted a child.
Then they thought the child was just a little person adult.
Yeah.
But then they're saying.
So apparently this came out. Life. This is real life. It came out before The Orphan. So I'm thinking.
I think Orphan came out before the story came out. The first one did anyway.
Okay, I'm going to investigate and see if life was imitating art or if art was imitating life.
But they thought they had an orphan situation on their hands and thought that the girl was actually an adult woman, and they left this person. They got her like an apartment and left her alone for like a year. And the whole entire time, this person is like, I am actually a child. And then like, I'm on TikTok and I see people like at little people's TikToks and they're like, yeah, if you're a little person, you can tell that's a child. That's a little person child, not an adult.
And they recorded like every interaction they had with her, like ever. It was really, really, really creepy. Really, 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 really. So yeah, I've never seen The Orphan, but apparently now I need to. So I need to watch The Orphan. I need to watch a documentary. I need to see if there's a 2020. I need to go down this rabbit hole. It needs to become my whole personality for a little bit. So it's fine.
Whether or not this person is actually an adult or not.
It doesn't matter because I just need to know everything. And then I have to make an informed decision on my own.
Are you a true crime person? Or are you just sitting there like, well, she murdered her husband 47 times.
Yes. Oh my God. So there's this show on Peacock. Have y'all heard of it? It's called Based on a True Story.
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Okay. Kaylee
Kuko. That's the dude from the Mindy Project's on it.
Yes. And their plumber is a serial killer, and she solves it because she's like obsessed with true crime and like listens to like. Did you just
spoil the movie for all of us?
No, this is literally stop, Jason. This is literally like the preview. So they decide that they want to have a podcast. So it made me think of you guys, and because they want to get like in the murder podcast game, but they want to, of course, become like instantly millionaires. So.
Like us.
So they blackmail the serial killer into doing a podcast so they won't turn them into the police. So they can go viral.
Incriminating himself by not incriminating himself. Good,
it's so funny. It's so funny. And it's only like 9 episodes.
Oh, that's
good.
Oh, it's episodic. I thought it was just a movie.
Oh, it's episodic, yeah. It's the Mini Project, Kaylee Kukio. There's someone else. I guess that's it.
Yeah, me and my wife were going to watch it, but I thought it was a TV show.
Yeah, but
I thought it was a movie. Sorry.
They're short episodes. They're like 22-minute episodes. So we watched 5 episodes last night and didn't even realize it. We're like, oh shit, we should do something else.
Just like I want to watch that. Was it Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne's Platonic? That show?
Oh yeah.
I want to watch it but it's just not like watching anything that Rose Byrne does. So.
Yeah, Rose Byrne's awesome. I could take her leave Seth Rogen sometimes. I don't know. I think he's sticking.
Yeah, he's definitely hit or miss. Yeah.
But I'll be down for Rose Byrne or Flower Cold.
Okay.
William's restarting the whole computer right now, so he's going to see.
So we got to fill this time with witty banter. All right, I want to start an argument. Here we go.
Okay.
So, on the internet, because this is where all bad things start, there is a debate happening right now. It's probably not going to start an argument where someone has said, or several people have said, that I'm so sorry, guys. Taylor Swift is on the same level as Michael Jackson.
Okay. And you don't agree?
I disagree wholeheartedly. Michael Jackson is the GOAT.
But what is the level standard? Like on what level? Like iconicness or?
I would say iconicness. I mean, like at height Michael Jackson years, Michael Jackson could go to a basketball game and shut the basketball game down. Go to an NBA basketball game, and every single person, from the players to the fans, would be crowding Michael Jackson so much they would be like, "You have to leave so we can get this game started." Taylor Swift sits there and enjoys the game.
Well, I think that there's also a lot of. Well, does she go to basketball games?
I'm sure she does.
So
Yes, she's a rich white person.
You can't just say that, Jason, because you don't like. You can't just have like fucking points of that. However, I think that I don't know. Times are also different where they have a little bit better rules on how people are supposed to act, especially around celebrities. I think that 100% she would shut down a game. I need to see it. You know, and it's also hard because I always, so this is going to be really stupid. Okay. So just bear with me. But I always think when you say hype Michael Jackson, I always think of that Family Matters episode.
Yeah. Taylor Swift goes to Knicks games. So yeah.
She don't shut them down.
So I always think of the Family Matters episode where I can't remember if it's Rudy. One of the kids gets tickets to Michael Jackson concert, and like the whole episode is just about Michael Jackson and like. Yes, go ahead.
Time out. Rudy was on the Family before it was on.
I'm sorry. That's what I was trying to remember. Who the fuck? What is her name?
I was gonna let her cook. I was gonna let her cook. I won't go do that. I was gonna let her cook.
Laura, Eddie, and the youngest daughter was named.
Yes. What's the youngest daughter?
Was it Jasmine? Jamie. But she went upstairs one day and never came down.
That doesn't seem right. Jamie.
Yeah. Jamie.
Yeah.
And then they had little Nikki. Who was the sister's kid, who was cute. And of course,
sister's kid.
Yeah, the sister lived with him too, and the kid, and the grandma.
In Family Matters?
Family Matters. With Urkel?
You're saying Laura had a kid?
No.
Okay. I was about to say that we're about to do a whole Mandela thing because I definitely don't remember that. Okay, sorry.
So the dad, whose name I can't remember, Carl.
Yes.
His wife, her parents.
I cannot remember her name.
I can't remember her name either. Her mom and her sister lived with them. And her sister.
I don't even remember that at all. Where did they live?
Yeah, her sister had that kid named Richie or something.
Yeah, Richie. Richie was his name. That's right. Richie was his name. She lived in like the house. I don't know.
God, people in the 90s had big ass houses. They had
in Chicago on a cop salary. He was the only one working.
They lived in like 5-story houses. I can't even.
Yeah. At least on the Cosby Show, they had the wherewithal to make him a doctor and a lawyer. So that's why they could afford a brownstone in Brooklyn.
As we're completely missing. So hold on. Are we saying she is or isn't as big as Michael Jackson?
She is not.
I guess so.
In my opinion.
Okay.
I think
Lisa, what is your opinion?
My opinion is, I think she's, I think yes. So, but I think also I'm a fan of both of them. So it's easier for me to say that. Jason is not a Taylor Swift fan. So
I'm not a Michael Jackson fan either.
What? How?
He walks like a duck and he quacks like a duck. He's a child molester.
Wow. Whoa.
You're the one who always says you separate the art from the artist.
I am not the one that says that. The other Jason is the one that says that.
Yes. Also, he's never been convicted of child molestation, and all the kids have come out and recant. And all of them have come out and recanted it. We gotta stop this. We gotta stop.
Allegedly, Jason.
No, he has never been convicted of child molestation.
Like, didn't kill them people
it's
either.
a fact.
Listen,
and all the kids that took them to trial as adults came out and said their parents made them do this. Like, Jason, that's all factual. You can look that up.
You're giving me facts and information and evidence, and I just don't care.
Okay, gotcha. Walks like a duck. No, Taylor Swift is not as big as Michael Jackson. We will never see anybody be as big as Michael Jackson, and that's not any fault to Taylor Swift. Only person as big as Michael Jackson that has ever walked this planet is Jesus Christ. And I'm not saying it to be facetious. I'm saying that popularity-wise, it's corners of this planet that know Michael Jackson don't know anything. Maybe it's Mickey Mouse, Michael Jackson, and Jesus. But Mickey Mouse never technically walked this earth.
I would even say
so.
I would even say Jesus on that list. It'd be Michael Jackson, Mickey Mouse, and that's it.
Right, like I mean, it's literally like places that know Michael that don't know anything about anything of American culture. I don't think Taylor Swift is at that point. I don't think anybody will ever get to that point. Like that's that kind of stardom and fandom. It doesn't exist in this reality anymore because we know too much about our celebrities and it humanizes them. Michael Jackson, it's like a god to people, like because we didn't know things about these people. They would just come in, like he could shut down a game, not because he was so popular, but because when you saw him, it was like, oh shit, that's Michael Jackson, because you didn't know it. Now we have too much access to celebrities so that we never feel uncomfortable or feel kind of way walking up to them and asking for autographs, doing that. Like it's a story from like hood jokers, like real hood ninjas, killers. That was like when Michael Jackson came to town, them hood killing ninjas, tattoos, tears in their eyes, turned into little girls. When Michael Jackson drove through in a limo, not seeing him, drove through in a limo, was Michael, like that. Taylor Swift ain't gonna never maybe get that because no one's ever going to hit that kind of level of kind of worship.
And he did that at a time when we weren't as connected as we are now. Like I can watch a video of a Portuguese star on my phone and be like, oh, I'd heard of, Enrique Iglesias. He's not Portuguese. I'm just putting that name on my ass. But he did that when, like, the only way you would have known Michael Jackson exists if someone smuggled a tape in North Korea up their butthole to give it to you. And there's dudes in North Korea who are like, I know that dude over there.
Yeah. Michael's on a whole nother. And then also the other part about Michael that puts him on a whole nother level where Taylor doesn't have it is that when Michael was a kid, he was a star. So my great grandparents knew who Michael Jackson was. Yes. Oh, yes. My great grandparents knew who Michael Jackson is. My grandmother knew who Michael Jackson is. My mother knows. My kids have not been born when he was alive, know who Michael Jackson is.
That is true because he died in 2007.
Yeah. My oldest daughter was born in 2011. They know
2009.
Michael Jackson and know songs. Like
my bad.
Yeah. Fact check.
To be fair, my grandparents know who Taylor Swift is, and and my kid, like, I get what you're saying. That it's just times are different, and I agree with you. I agree, but I think it's as equivalent as it's gonna be able to get. That's what I'm saying. Also,
it's Beyonce. You're right.
Like, no, I know cats in the hood, Jason could attest, that don't know who the fuck Taylor Swift is.
I literally told Jason to be nice to me.
I'm
and
sorry.
What the fuck does he do? He brings up a Taylor Swift question.
I'm sorry. I love you.
It's a good analogy. I mean, I've always professed that the last great pop superstar was Britney Spears, where people still would faint and go crazy about. I think after that, our media coverage of celebrities changed, and we'll never have that kind of almost godified worship of somebody because we know too much about them now, man. Like Taylor Swift walks out, paparazzi's there, they know who she's with, where she was doing, why she was there. Like Michael Jackson walked out, motherfuckers was covering his face, jumping over him, hurdling him so nobody could see him. Like it was just a different vibe back then. Like
also, Taylor Swift seems like she has it all together.
Word.
That helps too. That helps a lot.
Like you look at Michael Jackson, and you're like, he's great at what he does, but I don't think he has it all together right now. And he was like, I don't have it all together.
I don't have many rules on this show, but there will be no Michael slander on this show. That's the only rule. I will take that to the hill.
I'm sorry, William. If you don't know what we're talking about, we were comparing Michael Jackson to Taylor Swift.
I did pick up on that, actually.
If you want to weigh in on this, it does not determine whether or not you get to stay on the show or not, but it does.
It all comes down to this.
Yeah, I don't have control to throw you out, so
it does heavily skew in your favor.
Well, from what I heard, I think social media in itself has ruined celebrity because at this point, it has nothing to do with what they're famous for. I mean, there are people famous for being famous. On TikTok and YouTube. So I would be curious where Michael Jackson would fit into the modern landscape with social media, because Taylor Swift made it her ambition. Like she's famous because she connected with fans in a personal way and made herself accessible to everyone. and Michael Jackson's bag was just literally staying away from everyone. So I don't know. I would be curious where that would land. I mean, unfortunately, I don't guess we'll ever know. But
yeah.
I mean, I think if you make bangers, you can stay like a Kendrick Lamar. Like, he's not as big as neither one of the artists we're talking about, but it's pretty relatively big. Kendrick isn't as media or, social media savvy as, let's say, his other rapper brethren. But if you make hits after hits after hits, your celebrity will rise. So let's just imagine if Michael's in this era and he drops Thriller, and out of the 11 songs, like 7 go to number 1. He's certified. It don't matter what we talk about at that point. He gonna be certified. Like, if somebody to drop a single or drop an album and over half the album with number 1 hits,
but that's what Taylor Swift
happen
did
anymore.
Yes,
we don't drop that.
Taylor Swift keeps doing. Yes,
yeah, she's dropped like 5 albums and like 10 of the songs go number 1. So
I actually listened to a podcast done by the guy that managed Taylor Swift in the beginning. And his whole thing is like, let everybody get on Spotify, let everybody get on YouTube and release whatever they want to. It's not watering down anything, because what happens is when you can release anything you want to, but if it sucks, it's going to just fail faster. Right. And it doesn't matter.
So bad it's good.
That is the unfortunate thing. Like the whole famous for being famous thing. Like you can be famous for being god awful these days, and that's just as popular. And it's really weird. I guess that's why we like looking at car wrecks on the highway also.
Facts. Good point.
I don't know.
Yeah. And we're obsessed with murder podcasts.
You're obsessed with murder podcasts. I only listen to them to help me go to sleep.
I'm obsessed with
Is that
car
even
wrecks,
worse?
I look at it as a chance to become a real hero. I'm like, I can save somebody here. And
this is my time to shine.
Right.
Oh no.
And then I just keep driving.
I'm Black in America. I'm not helping nobody, because as soon as I get out, they're like, he caused the car accident. I'm like, what? I just stopped to help. Arrest him, officer. It's like there's a 1-person car wreck.
Just buy like an EMT uniform or something. Put that on before you get out of the car.
Just a shirt that says security on the back. You'll be
there.
Fine.
You go. Yeah, event staff or something.
Event staff on the highway. Hey, we're just trying to move this along, man.
It's funny.
You'd be surprised how much access to things you can get if you just like pretend like you know where you are and have like an official looking. If you carry a clipboard anywhere,
a clipboard or a video camera.
Yeah, they'll let you in anything. Yeah. When I was working at Papadale, like you would have like the safety compliance people or like the U-line people walk in there. They just walk in the kitchen. I'm like, I guess he's supposed to be here.
I'm not questioning it.
Yeah. He just looks. I'm not the guy who's going to stop him.
There's a guy that figured out how to fix the ice cream machine at McDonald's.
The McFlurry machine. Yeah,
he Googled it and walked in like he was in charge of something and fixed it and made his own McFlurry and left.
Mm-hmm.
That is.
I gotta test it out. There we go.
That's the real champion there, because I get pissed. Like once in a while, my girls want a McFlurry, and they're like, yeah, the machine broke, and I'm like, is the machine always broken? They're like, yeah.
Well, there's 2 things going on there. The machine does break a lot, it does, but also they turn that sucker off because they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Or maybe it's the Michael Jackson versus Taylor Swift thing again. If it's not accessible all the time, it just make it that much more special.
Yeah,
it's true. Like the
McFlurry machine people, like that's a separate licensing that they
separate company.
Mm-hmm. They're suing McDonald's like big time right now because
I thought it was the other way around, because they have a contract. It's not the other way around, because they have a contract with McDonald's where they are the ones that have to fix the machines.
No, it's like a whole thing now that they're suing McDonald's, and McDonald's is pissed, and they're pissed about all these videos going around showing the machine being broken, and it's like this whole thing.
Let's start at 20 minutes, and I mean, isn't it an app that can show you what McDonald's McFlurry machines work? I think somebody has created that.
That would be a great idea.
That is amazing.
They should sell.
I've been lucky every time I've gone to the McDonald's off of like right around me. Like Tequila is iffy, but Lawrenceville, they always come through clutch for me.
Buford, never. It's never available.
You gotta go to I think it's because it's next to a Waffle House, so they just know they gotta be like they gotta be on, or else they're just gonna go somewhere else.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Head Cannon Circus podcast. I am your host, the Duke of all nerds, the Lord of all night skins, whatever else Jason says about me, probably even bad things. I'm Jason, the other Jason number 8. Hi, how's everybody doing?
Hi.
If it's your first time joining us, please, or if it's your 50th time joining us, please make sure to do the things, the liking, the sharing, the subscribing, the interacting, because of the all-powerful algorithm. That thing controls the world. It's sentient, y'all, and it needs your engagement, because if you engage with it, it engages with us in the form of money. And I got kids to feed, or a kid. He's a teenager. He eats a lot. Help us out.
Oh my God. I know. They never stop.
But I could not do this show without my two lovely co-hosts. And we have a special guest today. But of course, first up, he is... I'll just recycle this. The kid to my play. Jason, how you doing?
Can I be the optimist to your Bumblebee?
No, because
is that too low of a ranking?
Spoiler, Jason! God!
I didn't tell you.
Spoiler!
Yeah, you are correct. I should not tell you how to do your job. I'm Jason number 1 because the one. Even I should be Jason number A because my last name. It doesn't matter. It's confusing. I'm glad to be here.
Good. How about this? She is. Oh, geez, I'm trying to think of groups of female rappers. She is the Spinderella to Salt and Pepper.
Okay. I accept those terms.
Lisa, how you doing today, Lisa?
Doing great.
And of course, we have a special guest today. If you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, well, go ahead and let us know why you're here and what you do and why are you special.
Well, I stumbled upon this link in a chat room, and I thought I would try to spy on some people and hack all of you later. That's not true. I'm not smart enough to do any of that. So I actually have a YouTube channel called Sketch and Review. It's we draw. Hey, look at that. My reputation precedes me. So I do some like hand sketch drawings and stuff. Well, I have a team that does it, and then I do movie reviews based on how I feel about movies. And Jason number 1, that should be Jason number A.
Yes.
We the real A. We met at the theater that we both go to. Apparently, we've been passing like ships in the night for months now, and so we met and we told each other what each other does, and a few other things happened, and here we are.
It's like so weird to me that people meet in real life. Like
we used to.
Like I understand what you're saying, but like that means you had to talk to a stranger.
Back in the day of Michael Jackson, we always met.
Getting hives thinking about that.
So there's an app about like YouTubers can get on and swipe left and right and figure out what movie theater they go to, and so that's
okay. Good. Okay, that's a little bit more realistic. That's better.
It's like Tinder for cinema. So
Tinder, filling out that profile is very particular because you have to put things like, do you talk through theater? Yes, no, or sometimes. Or it has like a button that says black. And yes, I put no because I don't want them to know, but Jason puts black.
Yeah.
Well, I also put black, so like I guess that's why we connected. So.
That's why I don't.
That's why we linked. See,
put us right there together.
Nice. That's awesome.
Well, thank you for joining us, William.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you for being here. Of course, everybody, we have a phenomenal show for you this afternoon or this evening, depending on where you are, or the morning if you're watching this in the morning. I don't care. I don't know what time it is. It's a European concept. We're going to be going over Transformers Rise of the Beast. But before we hit into the reviews of which why you're here, I have some good news / some bad news. Good news is the Head Cannon Circus podcast or website, it's back up. It's back up. I worked very hard on it. It's back up. The bad news is right now it's not at headcannonsircus.com. It will be there tomorrow. And also, Jason and Lisa, you lost all your information. So you're going to have to fill out your bio shit again. Yes.
I
get to do it again.
So, and especially you, Jason, you can make it better.
It was so witty. I don't even remember what I said. Something about I didn't care about the mermaid. That's all I remember.
Blah, blah, blah.
Well, here's
Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah.
Literally,
Movies,
I don't.
blah, blah,
I
blah.
didn't.
But if you do go to this website tomorrow, you'll be able to interact with us, see past episodes, listen to past episodes, as well as look at past videos. Also, if you log in and subscribe, you'll be able to suggest things, see what upcoming news is, and all sorts, and see what we are reviewing for the coming weeks and what have you. So yeah, it's a great resource. It's finally back available. I worked really, really hard on it. Hopefully, my dad will approve and say he finally loves me. So
we're all rooting for you, man.
It will never happen. But here we go. All right. You guys ready?
Yeah.
You guys excited?
Let's do it.
You got, a roll of quarters in your pocket? Let's go.
Jason, oh my God.
You don't have a roll of quarters in your pocket?
Silver dollars, actually.
Silver dollars. Williams high class. Silver dollars only.
I roll big.
Optimus Prime and the Autobots take their biggest challenge yet. With a new threat capable of destroying the entire planet emerges, they must team up with a powerful faction of Transformers known as the Maximals to save Earth. That is what Google, the internet, says about Transformers Rise of the Beasts, currently in theaters right now. Now, if you don't know, now you know. For everything we do, we give it a 1-sentence review. So, William, did you prepare a 1-sentence review, or should we?
I didn't, but I can wing it.
How about you wing it we'll let you go last, so you can think of something, and then we'll wing it.
You don't want to test my improv?
Oh, okay. Go first then.
I would say, the same old Rob. Maybe I should have. I was really overconfident there. The same old robots with new humans. And a similar region. I think there's a comma that I left out, but somewhere in there.
It's fine.
That's technically a sentence.
Fine. Look,
we make up our own
honestly.
We do semicolons, we do dots. It's fine. Don't worry.
It could be 3 sentences. It doesn't have to be in 1 sentence.
Oh, well, I didn't know that. Now you're changing the rules.
Yeah, there are no rules. It's the rules.
Okay. Yeah, same old robots, new humans, familiar story.
All right. Lisa, would you like
So that was 3 sentences, actually. Yeah, there you go.
It depends on what you call a sentence.
Well, subjects and predicates and periods. I think I had a few of those.
Okay, ready for me?
Yes.
My 1-sentence review is: y'all need to transform and roll out to see this beast of a movie.
Oh.
Jason, you want to hit us with your 1-sentence review for Transformers: Rise of the Beasts?
Transformers. Just a Silver Surfer and Galactus story in disguise.
Damn, that is true. All right.
But did you mean that as an insult?
Honestly,
how we take
I don't think so.
Because what if somebody's like, man, that's all my jam? Like, and then you meant it as a slam.
Rise of the Silver Surfer is the best Fantastic Four movie because of one reason. Jason knows that reason.
Larry Fish?
Larry Fishburne, that's right.
All right.
We stand for him.
I'm actually partial to the Silver Surfer that Tobias Funke did in Arrested Development.
Oh,
didn't he have the rocks?
Right. Yes.
And then it was like just euphemisms all the time because he's an idiot. That's so great.
That is also a very good Silver Surfer.
Saying. Maybe the best.
My 1-sentence review for Rise of the Beast is: I'll look past the transgression of leaving out Beast War's best character and enjoy this movie anyway. That's it.
Good job, Jason.
Who's the best character?
Oh, I'll get to it in my pros and cons.
Okay.
So also we start off with our pros, where we run down what we are positive about this movie, we think is positive about this movie, and then after we run down our pros, we'll go through our cons, and then after pros and cons, we'll do our rocks rundown, where we list our pros and
trademark.
cons.
Yeah.
Trademark, TM, copyright. No affiliated with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, whoever that may be.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
Unless he wants to sponsor.
And then it's definitely
Exactly.
The Rock's rundown.
You're right.
And we'll affiliate the crap out of that thing.
Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Maya Villa's rundown. Who wants to start with the pros? Raise your hand. Not me. Lisa.
Okay. Pro number 1. Yo, Stacey, talk to me, baby.
Oh, I just remembered more fucking pros.
The voice actors in this, I loved all the voice actors. I was so excited every time one of the Transformers talked. I was here for it. Loved it. I thought, especially Mirage, my boy Pete Davidson. I don't care. I loved it. I thought he was great. Hate him all you want. You can rebut later. That's why you have time for cons, not for pros.
I want to add an addendum.
Go ahead.
I thought Pete Davidson was awesome.
Okay, good. You're shaking your head in a negative way, Jason. So
I was surprised how good Pete Davidson was in this. He has the funniest moments. It's so great. I don't know. I can't wait to see him do like actual dramatic stuff because I think he's growing as an actor.
He did a couple dramatic movies, but yeah, I agree. I'm excited to see him expand and to just instead of just playing himself constantly. So my second pro is thank God this came out before the writer's strike because I don't think that it could have. I mean, it was just like the story. I don't know. I love Transformers. I'm one of those people who loves all the Transform movies. I just think that they're always just fun movies, regardless of how ridiculous they are. Yeah. So I thought this was a good story, and if it would have been a victim of the writer's strike, I don't think it would have made it. My third pro is Oh Sweet Jesus with a birthday cake. That mid-credit scene was delicious. So
are we just gonna spoil it for them?
I just said that's all I said. I'll stay for the mid-credit scene, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thems and theys. So yeah.
All things are one now.
Yeah. My next pro is bring your hermano, Sonic. Like the kid wasn't. I thought that the kid wasn't annoying. He could have been, and I think it got a little close, but they did a good job. Just whenever I was just like, okay, then they just stopped, and I like the dynamic between him and his brother. I love the Sonic and Tails, which leads me to my fifth pro. The 2020s really trying to be the 90s, huh? Like in like when the movie started, I was just like, wait, when does this take place? Like I couldn't quite tell if it was modern or 90s, and then it tells you, you know, once he saves the thing and he gets in the street, I was like, oh, okay, it's the 90s. Oh yeah, thank God we're finally getting a movie that like takes place in the 90s instead of they're just imitating it, and then the flipping story doesn't make sense. So that's everything. Thank you.
The only way I knew it was the 90s is because they digitally added in the World Trade Center.
Yeah, but that was later.
There was also a lower third that said 1994.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, and the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that could have seriously, the soundtrack still could have been in the modern thing. Like I didn't realize how obsessed with the 90s this little era that we're living in right now is.
I mean, everything old is new again, but I'll get to my my pros in that in just a second. William, would you like to share your pros and cons about or pros particularly about this here fun movie, The Transformers? Whether you have some or not, I don't know.
Yeah. I guess my biggest pro And I don't know, is there a spot later on in the show where we discuss like actual plot points and things? Because I don't want
right now if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, so my pro, I think this might cover a few points. So my pro is how small they kept the movie. You know, like the 20 or I guess 2007 through whenever the Shia LaBeouf Transformers. They're like all over the world. They're all over the world like a James Bond movie. And I enjoyed that that this one, it was New York City and Peru.
Yeah.
And like 2 locations, but they milked every ounce out of both of those locations. And there was a few reasons. I mean, it's easy to do a period piece in Peru because it still looks like the 1600s or whatever. But even like all of New York, like the cars, the wardrobe, all of it, like they were able to do the set dressing beautifully and completely make the 90s because they kept the movie so small. And I mean, it's so. It takes you all the way out of a movie, like when it's supposed to be a period movie and they do this like big wide shot and they're like you said, the World Trade Center is like there and it's like, wait, but it's 2010 or whatever, you know. Yeah, or I guess it would be the reverse of that. But like, you know what I mean? Like when you're watching a period movie and then you see something that's just gloriously out of place, you know, like you didn't see any of that there, which was cool.
I want to add in on that because in the third movie, I believe, well, it's the fourth one, the fourth Bayham movie, for no reason, they decided to go to China. And it's like, and it took me, even though all these movies are ridiculous, I was just like, why does the CIA have a secret base in their biggest enemy's country? And they're going to, like, we're going to go there and do more stuff. Like, that is, it just seemed like they were just like, oh, yeah, we need to put this thing in China for, you know.
Is that the is that the first Mark Wahlberg one?
The first Marky Mark one. I'm sorry.
That one.
My ass. But he
and I loved how they mentioned Marky Mark. Marky Mark leaving the Funky Bunch. I was like, oh, nice.
And like that, even though I was barely riding with that movie to begin with, like then we're going out to China. I'm like, that makes no sense. But this one is like, oh yeah, we're going to Peru because we have a story reason to go to Peru. It's not like just because the Peruvian board of movies gave us extra money. I mean, I'm sure they did, but
the Tourism and Trade Commission.
Yeah.
But that is another pro, how they used actual pop culture references. The best movie that I've seen to do that recently is Air, the Michael Jordan movie. It's neat how they threw in the thing like Marky Mark's leaving the Funky Bunch, and then there's like, I think at some point they're watching the O.J. Simpson trial or like the stuff leading up to the Bronco chase. I can't remember which part of it, but I did write that down in my notes. It's just neat when they're able to tie in. I mean, because that was 1994, so you see the lower third, you see the thing that happened in 1994, and it's such an easy thing to do, but it's something that people miss doing when they're making period movies. So I thought that was really nice. I guess the other pro being that they kept it small, like you have multiple different people groups, and this is kind of allegorical in nature, I guess. Like you have
we're going high right now. We're using big college words.
Oh, sorry. It's
I'm kidding.
Trying to think of another word. No, but it's like you have it starts out in the United States, and like if you're going all the way back in history, you know, like we're a country of immigrants. And I think it was neat that they show the family, the Hispanic family that are immigrants, but then you have 2 entirely different robot species that are from other planets entirely that landed here also. And then when they get to Peru, you have the little village of people that are like covering or hiding the thing for millennia or whatever. But that goes with it keeping small. Like it made a story that's nonsensical, like alien robots doing something. It made it more family. Probably arguably more family than like any of the Fast and the Furious movies, even. Like, you know, like you have each little people group, and at one point they're all like fighting for this thing for their own selfish reason. Like Noah says, like, we have to get the thing and destroy it because my family needs to live. You know, Optimus Prime is like, we need to get that thing and take it away from here because my family needs to live. You know, and they're all going for the same thing and they don't even realize it. And so like it's a social commentary because like whether it's a race thing or a community thing or just individual families in the same neighborhood, we're all trying to get ours. But like if we all work together, we could do a better thing. And they ultimately land there in the end. So it's pretty cool.
The whole entire theme of the movie right there is like, if we had done this all together, and that's the way you even say it, till all are one, right?
Yeah, and it took them the entire movie to get there. And I'm like, you guys have been together literally the whole time.
Right, yes.
You could have coordinated this, you know, but then we wouldn't have a movie. So, but I thought all of those things were cool. Like the whole, like we all try our own thing, but we should all try it together and see what happens kind of thing. I thought that was cool.
I also want to point out a joke there that was in that movie with, I can't remember the dude's name, Anthony Ramos, Noah Diaz, and Wheeljack. It's like, where are you from? He's like, Cybertron? It's like, well, the accent, he's like, that's kind of
right.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you're
like,
that's
racist.
Yeah, I was about to practice my Spanish.
It is funny how like they were working those themes in, and it's like a joke, but it's like, wait, we should watch what we say, kind of thing too. Like it was neat. It was cool.
Yeah.
Another pro, if I can add a fourth.
You can add as many as you want.
I had a cajillion, so you're good.
Rumor has it there's no rules. So
yeah.
Do you guys have a separate part of this show where you talk about the music itself, or is that just kind of worked in wherever you want?
That's in the pros.
Wherever you want.
It's in the pros. You may have to go back and listen for this, but I thought it was hilarious. There was it wasn't a direct plagiarism, but it was an homage, I guess. When the first planet is getting eaten, right when the thing like comes through the atmosphere, you hear like a few notes that like are very reminiscent of the Imperial March from Star Wars.
I heard that too.
Did you really? And so it's
yeah.
like, and like, because when you see that the Death Star come through the first time and they blow up the planet, like that march or that sound is playing, you know, and it was just neat. The symbolism was not lost on me that like a planet was about to be destroyed and you hear the thing from Star Wars. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah. And the soundtrack was just
the soundtrack was amazing.
perfect.
It slaps. It makes you want to just right upside your mom's head. Just
don't talk about your mom that way. She's a very nice lady.
Look,
maybe that's why your dad doesn't like you. You always be slapping that mama.
Would you keep your hands off my wife?
That's my wife, boy.
Jason,
I think that's it for me.
Jason, you want to jump in?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. The water seems nice and warm. Will's already finished peeing in it, so I feel like I'll just go and let the chlorine wash it away. Right. A tough act to follow. So yes, I will go. My first pro, Optimus Primal, is my spirit animal. Like this is probably the first movie where I was like, fucking hate Optimus Prime, and then Optimus Primal came in, and I was like, oh, this dude feels more Optimus Prime than Optimus Prime does. And then, you know, they explained it in the movie that this is a young Optimus that ain't really got his shit together yet. Yeah. But Optimus Prime was like,
he got to grow up a little bit.
Yeah. Like we out here with these humans. We doing our thing. We living our best lives. I don't even know why y'all even here. Y'all need a belt. So I thought that was dope. That because my first Transformers, I know it's gonna be blasphemous, was Beast Wars. I wasn't the cartoon one in '84. Mine was Beast Wars, so Optimus Primal has always been my prime. And to see him on screen, and now he's not as dope as Beast Wars, but it was still cool to see him on screen, and they didn't like punk him out because let's be truthful, Michael Bay always punks out Optimus Prime and all his. Like Optimus Prime getting his ass whooped. Optimus Prime, right. So I was dope with Optimus Primal doing this thing. Pro number 2, they transform the humans into something enjoyable. Yes, the humans actually have a purpose here, and it actually works. And the purpose isn't just because you need a character to relate to the audience. You can relate to the robots. You can relate to, the aliens. I keep calling them robots, the aliens, or you can relate to the human characters. The human characters here, especially Anthony Ramos at his heart, they actually push the plot along. They actually have something to gain and lose in all of this. And I thought, like you said, I mean, William hit it on the head when he said they're all like have their own interests for why they need this item, and giving the humans the smart interests of like, hey, we destroy this, we ain't got to worry about this, we good. I was like, that's brilliant, because most movies would have not done that. It'd have been like, oh man, me and the aliens are friends now, let's fight and let's do this, and it would have been the end. But this was like, nah, it had real pressure, especially when homeboy turns and is like, Nate, take it, and I'm like, ooh, is Nate gonna do it now? We know, you know, but because movies are movies, but still the fact that it was set up to actually have me debating if he's going to really like do this or not, and is this the right choice and all that. So I mean, it was really good to have the human characters actually be a part of this and a worthwhile part of the movie. Number 3, my third pro. I was once blind, but now I can see. Thank God they actually let you see the Transformers. Jesus, the biggest issue I always had with Michael Bay is that I felt like it was always shadows and hidden, and or he would move the camera so quick, you never got to really enjoy just looking at these beasts of creatures and aliens. This one solves all that. Like, you see them full blast, you all of it. It was just good. It was refreshing. And I know Bumblebee kind of started that trend more or less, but it just was really nice here to see the diversity of all the Transformers, but also being able to see what makes them different. Because I mean, Michael Bay's, to be completely real with you, all of them outside of Bumblebee and Optimus and Megatron, all of them look the same to me. Like, I couldn't tell you who was who.
Blend in and they transform the same, and it's just like, it's just noise in Michael Bay, which is what he likes to do. Is just put as much crap on the screen as possible. But it's just like, I'm here to see the robots, not your 40 seconds of just CG garbage.
Right. And then that goes to like even being able to see. My next one is Ready, Fight, because the fight scenes in here are awesome. Like it felt like someone had a vision of what they wanted it to feel like, and their vision was, hey, you remember on Saturday morning we would watch the cartoon and they had cool fight scenes in there where they would shoot each other and they wouldn't do a goddamn thing to each other? Let's actually make that reality in this movie. So these fight scenes felt like they were ripped straight from the cartoon, because they'd be shooting each other. And I'd be like, why are you wasting your bullet? It's not doing anything.
And so why do you even have regular bullets in the first place?
Right? It does nothing. You're just shooting this gun just to say you're shooting guns, Transformers. I mean, it's almost like the Pacific Rim way of life. Like, oh, if you don't have a sword to cut something, all your other stuff means nothing. So, but I do enjoy, because if you watch Transformers, they literally shoot each other half the episode, that and the other show, the Soldier show, and nobody really does any damage with it until they get up and close. So, but this one actually too crafts the fight scenes like a real action, like if it was real live action people. Yeah, like from the cut scenes, that final battle is amazing. Just let them go at it. They let the people flex their ability, let them fight, which again, I just watched a couple of the Bay ones, and yeah, he doesn't do a good job of just letting the action settle in. So, and my last pro is Scourge is best boy. I'm sorry. I know he was the bad guy, he was under the thumb, but homeboy was a beast. Like, it makes me ashamed that I rooted for Megatron when we got this guy out here waxing
just
people,
handling business,
taking souvenirs. Right.
That's so
I feel bad.
Up. That's so effed. Whenever I first saw that, I was like, oh my God, like he's for real sociopath. Like, wow.
Yeah. He was also like, talk to my people as I whoop them on Thanos style. Like, he was straight like monologuing as he's whooping your ass. Like, that is awesome to me. Shout out to him. He is best boy, because even though he was getting chucked out. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yes. Also, the guy Peter Dinklage himself. But even though, which Peter Dinklage has a very good repertoire of like, you know, oh, I'm gonna play the little person, but then I'm gonna play the giant dwarf in Marvel, when I'm gonna play this badass robot. But no, he's best boy, man, because he took all the hate from his boss, but still kept out there grinding on cats. And yeah, it's really rare that I actually root for the villain. When I was like, man, this dude is so cool. I actually like the way he's just waxing everybody, including how he waxed Prime early on. Like he dropped
he beat
a monument on this dude. That's amazing. like it's what they beat somebody up. It's what they be like, drop this monument on you and keep walking. That's awesome to me. I'm sorry. I popped forward in the theater. Everybody's looking at me like, this dude is crazy. But it was still great. So yes, those are my pros.
All I could think about with that was he's an angry elf.
Oh, yes, he's so angry.
He must be from the South Pole.
Don't say that to his face.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
He's an angry elf.
No.
He's such an angry elf. All right. I'll just go over a couple of things real quickly. Yeah. Characters you care for. Anthony Ramos and his little brother were great. I actually, like in the other Michael Bay films, Shia LaBeouf's character, Sam Witwicky, is a blubbering idiot. Marky Mark is Marky Mark, which is like a borderline racist asshole. This one, who somehow is convinced to let a grown man have sex with his child, and they put that in the movie. That's gross. And this one, you're actually like, oh, I actually like these people. Like, I actually care about them and want them to succeed, and they're not just overhyped, caricatures of what characters should be. So that's actually refreshing to see in a Transformers movie, even though they kind of did that in Bumblebee as well. Number two, next one, Transformers roll out. Like, we had them all. Like, we had a nice assortment of Transformers, of beast machines. We didn't have any Predacons or Decepticons, but we'll get to that later. But they all had different personalities, all had something to do, and it was just cool just to see your toys alive on the screen.
Yeah,
and
can I
addend?
Yeah. I could have watched the cheetah run like I could have just watched that for an hour. I could have just like
on the loop
because
over
you
and
get
over.
to see like every little, like they just put so much detail into the beast. Like you could just see every joint moving and every, I don't know, the cheetah I loved. And obviously the eagle.
Air
girl. Airazor.
Isn't that Miss Michelle Yeoh?
Yes, our girl.
Yeah.
Like we just need to make a whole show just dedicated to her.
Get it to Michelle Yeoh.
Like, why have we not done that yet?
Why are we trying to get Samuel Jackson this when we could get Michelle Yeoh? I bet she'd actually do this.
She just won an Oscar too, so we could definitely do that.
We can't get her anymore. She's out of our league.
She's out of our range. Out of our 4 watcher range.
The second I heard Airazor speak, I was like, like I was so excited. So yeah, the beasts were just beautiful. Like I love the attention to detail with the beasts. Loved it. Sorry.
I'm going to go into slight spoiler territory here. So if you don't want to be spoiled, please plug your ears, go blah 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 for like 30 seconds. But my my next pro is a stake to the heart. They killed Bumblebee in the beginning of the movie, and I was like, oh shit, we actually have stakes. Like, I know Bumblebee is going to come back at the end of this movie. I know he's going to be fine but they literally killed off the franchise lead in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and like that got me amped because I was like, Bumblebee's the guy. Everybody likes Bumblebee. Everybody wants Bumblebee around, and he gets murdered. They're like, we're doing something different.
Yeah.
Really, really enjoyed that because I don't like Bumblebee. Hot Rod's my guy. They could put him in the movie. And lastly, a soundtrack that actually slaps. I am tired, and I'm looking at you, Stranger Things, of these period piece stuff that leaves out. And Lisa knows I'm not a hip hop fan, but you're leaving out the greatest music of all time. 70s, 80s, and 90s, and in all these other shows, it's fucking some indie hip 80s band that no one knows about that gets gassed up because now that people hear it. But this movie started off with the Wu-Tang Clan, and they just kept fire going the whole entire time. Like, why are we not doing more of this?
Yeah.
Like this soundtrack was awesome. Like every song that they used was a banger, and just brought me back when I had a high top fade, hot boxes on my feet, and enjoying there was a TLC Waterfalls reference. It was why has this not been done before in movies? Like they obviously had some black people in the writing room. I'm glad. That's my last pro.
Yeah, if you're like singing along.
I don't know.
I forgot to check and see who the director was. But I feel like if you're singing along while you're watching the movie, it's great. Because the second I heard a little bit of this and a little bit of that, I was like, yeah, I'm just singing along while they're just flipping, murdering people. Like, oh, that guy's dead. Okay, let's go. They killed lots of people.
All right, let's go to our best segment, the cons.
Con.
Okay.
Lisa, give us your cons.
Okay, I only have 2 cons. So con number 1. This must take place in the X-Men universe because I have no clue which timeline we're on.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I can't
Fair
when I
enough.
thought I
Fair
knew where we were, then they killed Bumblebee, and then I was like, huh, and then something else happened, and then I'm not really sure where we are. My boo has since told me that he thinks that Bumblebee reset the timeline, and so now this is just a sequel to Bumblebee. So we're just on the Bumblebee timeline, I guess.
We've gotten rid of the Bayham, and we're now in.
But I was still a little lost because it still felt like they were trying to like nod to. I don't know.
They referenced him a few times.
It's weird,
didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Didn't they say we've done this before and something?
It's weird because Bumblebee technically was the prequel to the Bayham first one.
Yeah.
And then this one, you reference that Bumblebee had a friend, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it was one human Bumblebee." Like Optimus says that to him, so I'm thinking that's referencing Haley Steinfeld, which was more than one human. But anyway, I think it was referencing her.
She's more than one human to me.
But I feel like if all this wild shit had happened already, why was everybody so shocked by the time they got the Michael Bay's Transformers? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. Just eliminate Michael Bay. That's funny. That's the best way to go. Yeah.
It's fine. I just went with it. I was like, okay, what if I can watch every single X-Men movie and just let it go, I can do that with this. Yeah. It's fine. Number 2, did Hasbro lose the rights to their transforming sound? You can't tell me that was the same. It wasn't. It was a different noise when they were transforming, and it was like jarring. Yes.
Time out. What was the sound again?
I was going to ask you too.
I remember going, like, you know what? It's fine.
That needs to be the title sequence of the show, I think. Like the head cannon circus graphic comes in and you hear that noise that she just made.
Okay, listen. I know it's a different sound. You can't tell me it's not, because I've watched those movies so many times. The second I saw the first person transform, well, it was the Beast, I think, that I don't know. So I thought maybe like the Beast sound different, and then whenever I heard like the Autobots, it was a different sound too, and I was like, what the F? Maybe they ran out of money and they couldn't afford the right
their own sound. So
they had to make a new one. I know James was like, they own it. How can they not? I'm like,
they spent all their money on the sync licenses for the 90s hip hop. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all on the Porsche and the Ducati. They can't afford anything else. So RC. I forgot to mention RC. She could get it. Okay, go ahead. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Odd fetish.
She could get it. Have you not seen Cybersonic Spree? There's an RC there. She could get it too. William, want to give some
William.
Oh, is it me?
Yeah.
I just didn't understand a few things. I think my cons come from me not fully understanding the universe, because like I don't fully love the Transformers stuff the way that you guys seem to. And I'm losing faith in Marvel with every movie as well. So like those type of things that are just like truly outlandish stories, like I kind of went into this just hoping for something, you know, and I got a lot of good things out of it, but like it was weird to me. It felt like the rules were changing in the final battle. And you guys might be able to explain this to me, but like Mirage just like gave his spare parts to Noah and made him an Iron Man suit or something.
Apparently that happens in the cartoon. So
does it?
Apparently that's canon. Yep.
Okay, man, because that pulled me out for a minute. I was like, what? Like, why?
I will
certainly we could have done something else.
To I guess to second this in the moment, because I didn't know that was canon, but I was with you and I was like, this is weird, not. But I'm gonna tell you what made a justification in my mind. The mid-credit scene that we're talking about is blah, blah, blah. If people remember the first movie of that, I thought that's what he had got on. And I thought that was like a connecting line to be. That was just my head canon, nothing to do with. But when I saw that and was like, that's odd. Why would I do that? Yes, head canon. And then at the end, when he looks at the card and I go, oh, maybe that was supposed to be a thing. I don't know. But yes, I'm with you that I thought it was weird too. But if it's canon, then, cool.
Yeah, and I figured there was just something I didn't know there. You know what I mean?
I was also confused about the timeline of events of where the Beast Machines, the Maximals, came from. I don't know. Maybe I just missed a line because they were like, "Oh, we're from your future, but also your past," because like they came like 5,000 years in the past. I don't know. I was because in the Beast Machines, they were from the future and they traveled back in the past to when there was only dinosaurs. But in this one, they're on a planet.
Yeah, I thought that too. Like the kind of the Star Wars thing. It's like a galaxy far, far away, long time ago, that kind of thing. But it's like kind of the future also.
Yeah.
So like Planet of the Apes, where they did a weird time warp where they came. I don't know.
Yeah, like weird. I was named after you. It's like, dude, you've been on this planet for like 10,000 years. Like you don't even know this dude. Like I was like, I don't know.
Our producer says the crystal could travel through time and space. I think that is the justification.
There we go.
Okay, maybe I might have missed that point because I was like, they're like, you're your past and your future. Like, yo, 5,000 years ago, y'all been here for forever.
Like even Mirage was like, okay, like, but he was giving the crazy sign.
Mirage.
Like, so even they didn't have a reasoning for it because Mirage was like, yeah, okay, like, so.
Keep it going.
That's fine.
Right, go on, Will.
The other one was a weird dialogue thing. Jason, did you get a chance to watch it again after I told you about it?
You are 100% correct. I caught it the first time, but it is what you said it was.
So okay, because man, that was crazy. Like with 300 people on the set, and then all the months of editing that film went through. There's some dialogue right after Noah loses the opportunity for his job, and he says, "I'm sorry, little bro," or something like that. And the little brother says, "What did he say?" I can't remember the line, but
I'm
like,
sorry. Yeah,
I'm sorry. Oh yeah. He said, the little brother says, "I'm sorry." And then Noah's like, "No, it's not. None of this is," as if the little brother had said it's all right instead of
right.
"I'm sorry." And so he like answers a question that didn't exist, or it was just a weird thing that a script supervisor, had they been just paying attention a little bit, would have been like, yeah, that didn't work. So like the fact that happened within like the first like 15 minutes of the movie, I was like, oh my God. Because I kind of went into it like, I don't think I'm gonna like this. And then all of a sudden like that happened because I'm a writer and I'm like, somebody had to have been paying attention here. And they weren't. And so it's just I think that's one of the most grotesque dialogue mishaps in any movie I've ever seen, actually. So I don't know. I just
have you seen Halloween? Wait, which Halloween is it? That we
Halloween Kills.
Yeah, I've seen
the worst Halloween movie ever.
Those don't count.
Okay.
But yeah, no, those two things were weird. I was like, okay, so somebody's Iron Man now, and then the other thing was the weird script supervision mishap. So
it's like out of nowhere, I'm Iron Man, I can fight. Like,
and then the fact that they all were like doing that Marvel thing, like where they fly and then they land on the one knee. Yeah, and I'm like, we have to get a new superhero pose. Like that one's weird and a little tired.
It's bad on the knees. Deadpool said it. It's, you're gonna hurt yourself like that.
Yeah, just blow out the kneecap. Then who can you fight then? Nobody.
Right.
But I think that's it. I mean, other than that, it was just a feel-good movie that somehow tied human emotion to alien robots. So somebody else go.
All right. My cons.
Cons.
And this, I hate this because I know I'm about to feed the wrong
Star
side
Wars.
of the algorithm. I'm gonna feed the wrong side of the algorithm as I say this. But my first con is wokeness in disguise. It was cringy for me when he's like, "What do you mean, you people? Like, you don't even know me." And I was like, "Oh, why is this in this movie? Like, I get it. You didn't get the job. Some dude said that you didn't want a good teammate or whatever, but it was like that." And then it was like the black woman at work is undervalued because she's better than everybody and can't do it. And I was just like, it didn't go anywhere. Even like, I know they tried to make it like, oh, he's working with these aliens now, so he's learning to work as a team. And it's like, but did he really learn how to work as a team? Because he really didn't like do anything. Yeah. And he fought people because like he had to fight them because they were going to kill him. It wasn't like he was like, oh, you know what? Y'all handle this. I'm walking away. And like, but it's like, nah, he was like, I'm with this the whole time. So it never was a moment where I felt like he didn't know how to work as a team. I guess is what I'm saying. To now get to the moment where he learns how to work as a team. So putting it in a movie felt just weird to me. And then, like I said, even her, like, I'm underrated. And I know the payoff was at the end that she's sitting on 60 Minutes and huge celebrity, but it's like, I think it's hard for me to fathom, even in the wild racist 90s, that an intelligent woman of any ilk couldn't make it through the ranks or just get a new job that could show that she could do this better than I don't know. It just was awkward for me to be in there.
She's showing that she could do this shit. Like, she's sitting there telling the doctor all sorts of stuff, and the doctor's like, "That's nice, sweetheart." It's like, are you not listening? Like, what's going on?
Right.
Like,
especially when her boss is a woman. Yeah, like her boss is a woman too. So it was just like I just felt like it was in there because it was like, hey, and I'm all for wokeness and putting things out on blast, but I felt like in this movie, when there you have aliens who blow shit up, why we need, like, what he just reminded me that women are undervalued at the workplace. Trust me, I know. I have a wife and I have 2 daughters. I get it. I don't think I really need to be reminded that in the Transformers movie. And
if it was done well, that would have been one thing. But the fact that, like, if it was hard on the black woman, then the white woman wouldn't have had the job either.
Right. Right. That's what
so like
that's what my premise was.
That is weird. Like, yeah, I'm with you.
Like, none of them should have been there.
Or the fact
women
that,
have no place in science or whatever.
Like,
just kidding.
We've all worked in environments. Yeah, and we all work in environments like. At one point, remember, like, she's trying to talk to her and she closes, like, oh, it's like lab facility, people only here. So you're telling me no one else in that building knows how smart she is? Like, no one else in that building. Like, she doesn't talk to anybody else. And, like, all these theories she has, she doesn't share with anybody but this one woman. Because we've all worked in buildings, we'd be like, oh, no, go to such and such. They will probably know this more than anybody. Like, I don't know. It bothered me.
Well,
and
to be fair, we only saw one day in her life. Like, I get what you're saying. I think that I agree with you, but I do think we also saw very limited interaction. So I agree. I thought that it was weird when I saw it, like, and I was just like, man, really, women not supporting women, especially in the 90s, because the 90s was such a powerful time to be a young adult. You know, like. You know, I just, you know, that's like the era of like living single and, you know, all of those friends. Like, yes, the best friends for real. And, you know, in the I feel like the 90s Black culture was really celebrated and elevated and lifted. Probably more so than now, because now we just got fucking dumbasses talking all the time. But so when I was watching this scene, I was just like, well, that's weird. I wonder why her boss. And then I was like, oh, I guess it's the 90s. Maybe they're just trying to show that, just like you know, like getting her, like, I didn't see it as, I don't see it as the same lens you guys have. So I always have to remind myself. So now that you're saying it, I see it. But at the time, I didn't see it as, you know, a white woman, like, taking all the credit for a Black woman's work. I was just looking at it as like a stupid CUNT boss taking all the work.
Count?
It like claiming all of the work that her subordinate took, right? Because I've been in that situation so many times with men and women. Just if you're smart, usually the person above you is a dodo who's just good at schmoozing and pretending to be relevant. So that's how I took it. I don't have the same lens as you guys, so I see what you're saying.
Well, I get that too. I used to work an office job where like everyone was stupid that was above me. And it wasn't because I'm like some prideful person or something. It's just they were the worst.
Yeah.
And so I realized that that's kind of a thing with office politics is like there's a phrase that says good workers are hard to find, so idiots get promoted to management. Just to get them out of the way so the work can get done, So I mean, there was definitely a lot of that in those interactions as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's how I saw it.
Just thought it was
I get what you're saying.
In this movie.
Yeah.
I just thought it was weird to be in this movie, and also like you could have molded the characters. I will say I'll give this credit for the movie. I'll give it. It's like they could have easily handled Anthony Ramos' character as being like an ex-con, and that's why he couldn't get a job. The fact that it didn't go that route, and it was like, oh no, he was in the service.
Decorated soldier.
Like at least they went that route for me. Right? Yeah. I'll give him that credit because it was easy, low-hanging fruit to be like, oh, he's an ex-con. That's why. Especially when like the thing he literally does when he can't get a job after it is like go to the streets. So I'll give it credit that they didn't go that route. And then my last con is, I guess, in opposition to a lot of you guys, I hated the needle drops in this, man. I felt the needle drops was like, hey guys, it's the 90s. If you forgot, it's the 90s, right? Like, listen to the song. The 90s are here. Like, you like the 90s? And then as a guy also that loves music and hip hop, a lot of the songs weren't like, I think this is supposed to take place in like 94. A lot of those songs weren't in 94, which is fine, but it made it more annoying for me when I felt like they were just trying to remind me. It's the
I was
90s
curious about that, but I didn't look it up.
Oh, yeah, because Waterfalls didn't come out to like 96.
Yeah. So it was just interesting. But I will give credit. She did sing Group Thing, which is a banger when I was growing up. So I was like, oh, that made it. Somebody got a check for that, hopefully. Good job for her.
If this was Stranger Things, all the songs were like Garth Brooks or fucking Billy Ray Cyrus.
I can't wait to review the next season of Stranger Things in 2027 with you, Jason.
In 2027, when all these people grow. Lucas has a full-grown beard now. Well, he has a beard now. Anyway.
No, my wife and I joke all the time. If they keep stalling, they're going to have Stranger Things, the college years.
I mean, now, they're all in their mid-40s anyway.
It's not a bad angle.
I would watch that show and I would love that. It's Stranger Things, the college years, because I have a thing about kids beating up on villains and how that's the dumbest thing ever that we've written in some movies now. But anyway, I
definitely hate when kids beat up, like do things that adults in a previous movie have done, and then now the kids can do it, and it's so easy, and it's like you nearly killed those dudes, those grown ass men over there, and these kids are doing it. I get what you're saying, Jason.
Yeah, but I watched Mummy Returns and it happened, and I was like, that kid's like 8. My daughter's 11. It is no world that my daughter, knowing that we're going to get into a fight, would ever goof her way to beat me up. Like, it drives me insane. But anyway, that's my own personal peeve. I'll keep it in my box.
My kid's 14. There's not shit that he can do in any situation that is viable.
I don't know.
It make it worse because
like
the adults have like weapons and shit, and they be losing. I'm like, what? You know what? Again, I'm getting triggered.
I think my daughter could stand a chance. I think she would.
Your kid could.
Yeah. I think
the adults didn't have the ability to make their nose bleed out of the corner while they were doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
That's all. That's the one thing they were missing. So if they would have gotten that, they could have won a long time ago.
Like, you're a child. I should easily be able to beat your ass. Yes. I'm grown up. I got bills to pay. I'm not losing to no kid.
Now look at this big bad demon from another universe. And you lost to a bunch of middle schoolers?
Here comes a 5th grader.
Right.
What will he do?
And they
not even hit puberty yet. Can't even talk to girls. All right.
That's awesome.
My first con is cons. No Decepticons, no Predacons. Like, come on, guys. What are we doing here? Like, where's Megatron? Is that the guy? Megatron? I don't know.
You know
Where's
it's
Starscream?
Megatron.
Like, where are my Predacons? Peter Dinklage was great. Scourge is great, but like, if I'm going to transfer the movie, I need my Transformers. I need my toys to fight the other toys that I have.
Maybe they're where the original transforming sound is. They got
they
just couldn't afford them.
Number 2 con is she's just a plot device. Man, like Dominique Fishback, more so than the whole putting in the woke thing. Like, she literally is nothing to do besides expout, exposition to everybody, and then not do anything in the end that's important because they just totally write it out. It's like, oh, I put the code, but now it's blasted. It's like, oh, then I'm just gonna, blow it up anyway. Like, why didn't y'all do that in the first place?
I was thinking that too. When it happened, I was like,
if it was not easy, if it's all we had to do. Y'all should have sent her black ass home, man. Like, we got it from here. And like, I've been watching Swarm. Dominique Fishback is an incredible actress if she's given the right stuff to do. In this one, I just feel like she was completely underutilized in her abilities and what have she is, especially for someone who's new in the scene.
I was just so proud she had clothes on the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like the Megan Fox thing from the early movies.
Oh, gross.
Like, they didn't need like the sex symbol. And like, she carried enough weight with all of her clothes on, which was, I thought, great.
She didn't need to go wash Michael Bay's car to get a job.
Exactly.
Or forced to go wash Michael Bay's car to get a job. Because it's not Megan Fox's fault. It's Michael Bay's fault.
Yes.
And she was like 15 when she did it. It's gross.
That's gross.
Yeah. That's the face you should be making.
Why are people so gross? Can't.
Not just people. Men.
You're right. You're right.
Next con is Lights in the Sky. Of course, this ends with a beam in the sky, some MacGuffin that needs to put the thing in the beam. Like, come on, y'all. Like, this is the 9th movie where we done this. Like, I get it. It's a trope, but like, let's do something different once. Maybe they don't have to stop the light in the sky. Maybe they just, need to stop someone's mother-in-law from marrying a dude. I don't fucking know.
That is a Transformers movie we all need.
Yeah.
Bumblebee.
Maybe they have an evil stepmom and they don't want to go to freaking boarding school. Do something different at this point. All right. And it's not just Transformers movies, it's all superhero movies where it all ends with a light in the sky. I hate it. I hate it. It's gross.
I also, if I could interject a con.
Of course.
Interject a con. That's the next
there you go.
The next
race of aliens that they're going to fight. Wow, that went off somewhere else. They, like, movies like this never get what the public reaction would be. In a situation like this, the world would be utter chaos in a matter of minutes.
Well, there's a giant planet-sized thing coming through the atmosphere.
Every human being on Earth would freak the F out about that. And like, there couldn't even be a fight anywhere because everybody would be killing each other, trying to survive or whatever. Like, there would be no order in society ever again.
94, that would have been Bill Clinton. He would have been too busy like, well, here are the nukes.
Like,
Monica, get over
zip
here.
it up, Bill. We have a situation.
Right.
I don't know. Anyway, that's my con. Go ahead.
All right. And my last con is it's a trap. No freaking rat trap. The best Maximal there is. What are we doing? Why would we even make the movie, guys, if there's not rat trap in it? He's literally the best Maximal there's ever been, and they leave him completely out. As well as other Maximals did not have any. Like, Rhinox didn't have any personality. Cheetor didn't have any personality. They did the beasts, the Maximals that weren't Optimus Primal and A-Rays are dirty. But even dirtiest thing is leaving out freaking Rat Trap. Christ.
They ran out of money. What do you want from them?
I want for them to get rid of a person. I don't know. Toby, even though I love Toby, I can't pronounce his last name, Galway. They could have done without him. So, fun fact, when he was offered this role, he was like, I'm bringing my wife and my kids too. And they were like, okay. It's like, no, y'all gonna put up in a hotel for this whole entire shoot. So he's had his whole family there just the whole entire time. That's what he does. Yeah.
Who was this?
Check out his music. It's great.
Who are you talking about?
Toby in Galway. He was the black guy who was going to steal cars with Anthony Ramos' character.
Oh, okay.
Who was cheering on the Twizzlers.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, that's not that big of a feat. He was probably on set for like 10 days.
Yeah, but movies don't really want to spend more money than they have to. And they're like, you bring he got like 3 kids and a wife. Yeah.
It's only one hotel room.
And they got
friends. Paying for the same.
And they got. If you see his videos, he got a lot of friends. They all wear teal. All of them, everybody, just like 100 people, just hanging out. But yeah, that was in his contract. But that's my last con. Well, it really made my butthole itch that I didn't have Rat Trap in there.
Wow.
What would he have brought to the table?
Absolutely.
That's what I want to say. Like, I feel like Mirage was Rat Trap. I feel like that they were the same guy.
Well, they should have got rid of Pete Davis's Mirage and made it Pete Davis's Rat Trap. He's already like a rat anyway.
Yeah.
Jason, we do not shame people on this show.
How is that shaming him? I want him to be Rat Trap. I want him to be a better character.
Okay.
Also, I'm pretty sure Pete Davidson gives a damn what we think. We know his record.
Pete Davidson is like, yeah, I'm from Staten Island. Of course I'm a rat. Like, I've eaten out the trash before. I'm from Staten Island. That's what we do here. You know who else eating out the trash? Colin Yost, because he's from Staten Island too.
I'm just thinking about sponsorship for this this thing, like with your butthole itching the way that it does, like maybe some Gold Bond or Preparation H.
Look, I
trying to remember all the other things I see late night at my grandma's TV.
Sleep enemas.
Yeah. Like Billy Mays had an infomercial about something that could help that. I know.
Oh, rest in peace, Billy Mays.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry about your butthole.
Are we ready for the Rocks
rundown? Yeah. DMC. Lisa, you want to listen to your Rocks rundown?
Okay,
for those who don't know about the Rocks rundown, we're going to explain this real quick. This is where we'll go over our pros and cons very briefly and then give our final score for the movie from 1 to 5, 1 being complete garbage and 5 being the best movie we've ever seen in their life. And obviously, these numbers don't correlate with any other thing that we ever said.
Anything.
Anything.
They don't correlate with anything else we've done ever.
My numbers is legit. My numbers correlate with all the shit I like. So I don't know what they talk about.
They don't.
No.
I don't.
All
okay,
right,
ready?
What do you have?
Ready.
Okay,
yes.
My rundown is pros. Yo, Stacy, talk to me, baby. Number 2 is thank God this came out before the writer's strike. Number 3 is Oh Sweet Jesus with a birthday cake. That mid-credit scene was delicious. Number 4 is bring your hermano, Sonic. Number 5 is the 2020s really trying to be the 90s, huh? My cons are this must take place in the X-Men universe because I have no clue which timeline we're on. And number 2, did Hasbro lose the rights to their transforming sound? I love this movie. I'm gonna give it a 4.5 out of 5.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
That's high. That's really high.
Man.
So high.
All right.
I don't know.
You like the rundown? The Rocks rundown? William, you have your
Dwayne the Rock Johnson's rundown?
I'll give it a shot. I don't have anything written down that I can read off as cleanly as we just saw. But I will say that the family element and the tribes thing was cool. That was a pro. How they all figured out how to work together in the end, that was a pro. How they had people that kept their clothes on and still figured out a way to do a plot, that was a pro. Music that was good, but not period correct, I guess.
It happened in the 90s.
It was definitely in the 90s.
Yes.
It was nostalgic for me because I I had a chance to go to Machu Picchu. I was working at an orphanage in Peru in 2006. That was like a 2-hour boat ride from Machu Picchu. And I was like, no, I'll be back here sometime. I'll go later. And I never went. So I know, super bummed about that.
Why are you in Peru?
I was in Peru, but I did get to go to a like a ruin, like a village of ruins that were like everybody in the village was killed by an earthquake in like the 1400s or something. So like we got to walk through there. It wasn't underground like in this movie, but like obviously this is a personal anecdote because nobody else really has that story, I don't guess. But like, so for me, it was nostalgic.
I also have that same story.
Oh, well, there you go.
Actually, the next Transformers movie is going to take place where that earthquake happened. It really was a Pterodactycon or whatever. Jason's mad that wasn't in the movie.
Predacon.
There you
I think Interjecticon that I said earlier should be part of it. But I know I'm way off the thing here. But while I was in Peru, I was walking to the ruins village thing, and this guy came running at me with like this little like hand tool. They were farmers, and it looked like he was running at me to hurt me with it. But as he got close, he pulled his earbud out and was like, "Escuche, escuche, escuche," which means listen in Spanish. And he shoved this sweaty, gross earbud in my ear. And after I threw up, I heard that he was listening. He was listening to a Mary J. Blige song. So maybe like hip hop has a place in Peru near Machu Picchu. I don't know. Anyway, also another personal anecdote. Anyway, so long story short, through all that, it was fairly nostalgic for me. Cons were the Iron Man thing. The other Marvel thing with the way they land when they fly. Some of the wokeness did hit me weirdly. Those type of things. Other than that, I don't particularly like movies with a lot of CG fight stuff. So, but that's also just a personal vibe. Other than that, I will say it is exactly what I thought it was, which I was prepared to only like it about halfway, about 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
think the pros were enough to swing it a little, so I'll give it a 3.5.
Oh, all right.
Wow.
A whole point swing.
Okay. Man, those Injecticons really injected some life in it for you.
It's Interjecticons.
Oh, sorry. Interject. Yes.
You know, if these writers keep striking, we may have to write this thing.
I know, right?
We'll just mail them a script.
Actually, I was thinking that a Transformer movie would be made sense to be written by AI because they're robots. So
they might win, though.
But robots. Yeah. In the AI things, the Transformers take over the planet and kill all humans.
Yeah, they don't need us.
All right, Jason, hit us with your rocks rundown.
My pros and cons for The Rise of the Beast. So that's the horror movie I'm writing. Pro number 1 is Optimus Primal is my spirit animal. Pro number 2, transforming humans into something enjoyable. Pro number 3, I was once blind, but now I see. Pro number 4, ready, fight. And pro number 5 is Scourge is best boy. Now on to my cons.
Cons.
There we go. Wokeness in disguise. And my only other con was not needed 90s needle drops to tell me it was the 90s. And I thoroughly enjoyed this because I hate when I say hate, I hate the Transformers previous saga with a passion. I enjoyed Bumblebee, thought it was a good start, and I think this one is a good strong entry going forward with it. I'm here for it, but I probably will still just give it a 3 because it's still I'm just half the movie. I'm just like, okay, we're here. So
3 out of 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my rating correlates.
He is consistent with every other thing he's watched. All right, for the rocks rundown for Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Pros: number 1, characters to care for. Number 2 was no Bayham. Number 3 is Transformers roll out. Number 4 is a stake to the heart. And number 5 is a soundtrack to kill for. And then my cons.
Cons.
Number 1 is cons. No Decepticons or no Predacons. Number 2 is she's just a plot device. Number 3 is the light in the sky. And number 4, it's a trap. No rat trap. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. But since there was no rat trap in it, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. If there was a rat trap, 5 out of 5. No rat trap.
I can't with you. I can't.
It is important. Holy crap!
Literally the best character. Literally, not even being figurative. I'm being literal.
Not even being. Thank you. You took.
So do we average our 4 together to make the final score? How does that work? How do you guys do this?
Oh, sorry, that's me hitting my fault.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's happening?
So if we averaged it, like, okay, so I did it a 3.5, you gave it a 3.5, Lisa gave it a 4.5, Jason gave it a 3. So math.
I have to ask my boo.
It means go see the movie for yourself.
Yeah.
Don't score.
That's
it makes it an 8 out of 10
by 4.
I don't want to do it anymore. It's fine.
That's like a 3.75.
I have a bachelor's in arts, not in
I
science.
went to art school.
I'll just do it real quick. Oh, it's 3.625.
Oh,
there you go.
Close enough with 3.75.
So if this was The Price is Right, Jason, number 1, is the winner because we all went over.
Come on down. You got these
Come on down.
Oscar and Dreyer set. All right. I've always wanted to. I would only bet $1.
Oh, that's not me on that one. Lisa, any housekeeping?
We're looking for sponsors always. Obviously, Pete Davidson is not coming, and
I think me and Pete will get along.
So we can just let him go, and it's fine. We're talking. We have to have a meeting with someone that I found within the next couple weeks, and do that. See if that's happening. But yeah, if you're a small business owner, hit us up, and we'd love to promote you, and you can promote us. We'll scratch your back, you scratch ours. We're working on merch, so hopefully we'll get merch within the next couple weeks. At least have prototypes, and that's all I can think. Oh, we have the interview with Hannah Flint coming up. That's not going to be live. We're doing that separate, and then we'll just we'll just post it on Spotify, I guess. I don't know if we're actually going to do a YouTube video of that.
We'll make Jason work overtime.
So that's all I can think of. Oh yeah, so go ahead and read that book. What's it called?
Strong female character.
Thank you. Strong female character. Read her book.
Yeah, you should probably name the book that we're going to be
I need it in front of me. That's why I take notes, guys. Okay. Holy moly.
And I'll be on it. I thought I wasn't going to be on it. I'm going to be on the interview. I'm excited. I got all my questions ready. It's going to be great.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be great. And we only have an hour with her, so it's not going to be a long one. So I promised her.
Jolly old England.
It would be, she's different time zone than us, so it's going to be a weird time. So that's all I can think of. Jason promised us 3 weeks ago, that the website was going to be up. Earlier in the show, he said it's up, but it's kind of working, not really. So he lies. He's a liar who lies.
I mean,
it's fine.
Yeah, that's what I said. I tell him all sorts of things. Yeah, I'm going to feed you today.
Oh.
Don't worry. Your son's from Staten Island, so we know what he eats. Or where he eats from.
So go see our friend from Sketch and Review. Go to his YouTube channel and like and subscribe and do all things for him too. Show him some love.
Appreciate that.
And that's all I can officially think of now.
Absolutely. And yes, please go check out Sketch and Review because as you can see from his analysis, he actually, cares about movies. We're just out here having movies for fun. He actually
He knows what he's talking about.
Has great analyses.
He has a team of people who do things for him. That's pretty impressive.
And his sketches, and the sketches are dope too. So like I said, I mean, definitely go out and support him because he's supporting us and you guys support him and vice versa. And we're probably going to link up a couple times at the movie tavern anyway. So we'll probably have some footage for you guys as we come out of movies and William shits on it. And I go, I loved it. It was the best movie I ever saw. And he's like, well, they had this writing error that I was like, ugh, trash. And
let's go back in and watch it again. I'll show it to you.
Right.
That would be a fun thing, actually, like hot take shorts or something.
Yes.
Just like credits are rolling, you just roll into it. I love it.
Well, let's do it, man. We can plan it out, man. We can get some of these going because yes. We'll go in there. But but before all jokes aside, guys, definitely subscribe to Sketch and Review. Be notified when he posts because every time he puts up, man, I'm always there. And I try to leave a comment as well and he does, and William always responds to the comments too, so that's always dope. So again, like I said, support him. He's supporting us, but we definitely good people that do good things. You always want to be behind. So I definitely appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to plug, William, while you're here?
Well,
besides your YouTube channel.
Besides your YouTube channel, which you can plug it again. It's fine.
I think the words coming out of Jason's mouth were pretty amazing. So if I would have said anything like that, I would have sounded like a douche. So, I'm glad that he said it instead of me. It's all true, obviously, but
yes, obviously, yes.
I'm glad somebody else said it. But I'm glad I got on here, man. Thank you guys so much. It was a blast hanging out with you for an hour or so.
Like I tell everybody, open invitation. Yeah, open invitation. You always welcome. Hot movie comes up and you want to join us for sure, man. We always have a seat here waiting on you. So
appreciate that. Thank you.
Unless Ron's here, then we'll just have to add you in.
It's always available, but it might not be.
or
it's gotta be exclusive.
Or if Sam Jackson does come on the show, sorry.
Yeah, then we're totally kicking you for that week.
Your seat is all the way open. Just call first.
or actually, if Jason's cousin who never should have. I'm joking.
Yeah,
I got a lot of cousins, and they got a lot of opinions.
We don't always half of them on this show.
And they're always hood as shit too. So it's just gonna be like,
we don't.
Love you guys.
Other than that, on my end, nothing on my end. Again, thanks everybody for watching, joining us. William, do you have any socials, anything you want anybody to check you out at? That's probably something that people.
Yeah, so on my name right here, I have at William J. Sims. That's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok as well. I don't post a lot on TikTok, but if you're interested, I also have a tiny house school bus. So you can follow that at Bust a Move, BUSSED AMOVE. We have a lot of cool stuff there. It's in process, and so yeah, that's fun. And I guess we'll dive into this later, but like my wife and I actually work in the film industry here in Atlanta. And so maybe we'll have, if you want, we can have her on when Captain America comes out because she's
so she knows the dude apparently, and I can do this is.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we may even have like some of the people come over. And
Jason's not coming on the show. She can take the third spot. It's fine.
You think I'm gonna embarrass you in front of Anthony Mackie?
Yes, I do.
Anthony Mackie.
Wait, what do I not know about this?
He's trying to grab his buns, hun.
That's America's butt now. So.
It is America's butt.
Your taxes pay for that butt, right?
Yeah. Just go ahead. Let me just little squeeze. 2 seconds is done.
But yeah, I didn't tell any cool stories about that kind of stuff, but we have plenty of them for those type of things in the near future. So
yes,
anyway.
I know your wife. When I met your wife, she was telling me the most amazing story about Nicolas Cage, which I'll let her retell to you guys. I won't do it justice, but yes, she's told me an amazing story about Nicolas Cage. So yeah.
If I could rat her out for a second, in that cool story when she was talking to him about me, she was telling him about how I'm a big fan of his movies. And that hoe told him that my favorite movies that he's in are the National Treasure movies.
Yes, he did tell me that.
So he's like, I couldn't think of the real ones.
Face Off.
So I just said National Treasure. I'm like, in a world where Con Air, Face Off, like all those exist from the 90s.
Las Vegas.
Like all of those exist, and she told him my favorite movies were, National Treasure.
He probably was like, she's a liar. He probably was like, this bitch is lying.
Well, he actually
Get Pam
FaceTimed me
Jackson
from
on
her
the show.
phone, and it was a super awkward conversation, probably because he thought I liked National Treasure more than anything else he had done. So that was ridiculous. I will say I do like National Treasure, but like literally Con Air, Face Off, The Rock,
The Rock.
The Rock. Oh my
all
God.
of those movies are my jam, and she told him National Treasure. So
The worst
fun
one.
times.
It's
But
better.
anyway, have me back, and I'll tell you more fun stories just like that one.
Yes.
She could have been like Renfield's your favorite movie of his.
We do have
Renfield
a.
was fun.
I'm
Yeah,
just
it was
saying.
fun. It was like his glorious comeback.
Yes,
Maybe not
yes.
glorious. That may be an overstatement, but it was.
The weight of
It was
of
definitely
American
better
Idol.
than I was expecting out of him. So
Mandy. Oh. The
Was
pig
it
one. The one with
Willy's
the pig.
Wonderland. Yeah,
Oh my
Pig,
gosh.
Wendy's Wonderland. A couple of I mean, Nicolas Cage has been in a lot of stuff and a lot of great stuff, a lot of stuff that we won't remember ever.
He's
It
a
could have been worse.
Coppola. I can't believe that she got to meet a Coppola. Like that's.
I
She
met
could
him
have
too.
said. She could have said. Your
I
favorite
cannot
movie
believe
of
you
his
guys
was
got to meet a
Wicker Man.
Coppola. That's
I
just
shook his hand at the rap party for Megalopolis.
Wow.
So,
Oh,
fun times.
The
man.
most famous person I know is Jason.
I
Most
have
famous person I know
130
is
followers
William.
on Twitter.
And the only reason I know him is he's famous because he knows you.
Yeah, right.
That's all we are. We just know each other, I think.
Wow.
Thank God for that
I
Facebook Tinder.
Yeah. Wowza.
It's good
That's
times.
Oh,
cool,
yeah,
though.
Other than that, I don't have any more housekeeping. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. If we don't
Happy
have any more
Juneteenth. Happy
content before
Father's
that.
Day.
Oh, who cares about Father's Day? Blah.
Yeah.
Those stinky fathers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of them will force be fathers anyway. Blah.
Besides, dads suck anyhow. They don't ever hug you or tell you that they love you and stuff.
Yeah.
I
Never
did
tell you
not
what a good
experience
job you
that,
did.
so okay.
Don't want to
you-
get off
when you
drugs,
win
be
a-
a good father. Jesus.
Whoa.
When you come in third place, they don't say, good job for coming in third place. They go, why do you come in first?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, sometimes they don't even show up to the race, so they don't even know you came in third. But I mean, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Sometimes he's never there.
I think we're diving into a whole other show here. This is
Yeah.
actually-
Yeah.
I'm joking. My dad actually loves me very, very much, and I love him too. I love you, all my dads.
Yeah. Wiley's a good one too.
I got a couple.
I was gonna say, Jason's having a Juneteenth party. Jason number 8,
Yeah.
he's having one, and yeah,
If
so
you
I
would
can't
like to
wait to
come.
go out there and
Not the people who are watching, unless I know you.
It's
Well,
probably my mom and my husband. Let's see.
Who
Yep.
is already invited.
Yeah.
But
So-
Don't confuse us for being invited to the cookout. You're just invited to the barbecue.
Is this live or is it taped?
It's still live.
It's both.
live.
So okay, well,
Well,
If-
when we stop live, when we turn it off, you can ask them.
oh no,
Oh,
I was
yeah.
saying if it's live and your people are watching, like currently, like if you're anywhere in Georgia, I'm working at the Lawrenceville, Georgia Juneteenth Festival tomorrow.
Ooh.
I'm
Oh wow.
programming
Lawrenceville has a
lights for
Juneteenth
all the
festival?
bands that are playing, so that'll be fun.
How did I not know that?
Is it in the DTL?
What does that mean?
Is it
Yeah,
downtown
Lawrenceville.
Lawrenceville?
It's
I
not
was
a
like, I
thing.
don't-
It is a thing. I follow them on Instagram. It's a thing.
Just because, stop trying to fetch a thing. Just because
I'm not.
Yeah.
They already.
I'm trying to make fetch happen.
Yeah, downtown
Um,
Lawrenceville. It's
But it is in
Lawrenceville.
downtown Lawrenceville at the lawn. So if people want to come on out. We'll hang out.
Okay.
you know, yeah, because
Sure.
there's actual
Right
black
up
people that
cool.
live in Lawrenceville now.
And there might even be
Yeah.
some barbecue.
Maybe.
Hey-o!
Hey.
I'll be barbecuing
there.
tomorrow and Saturday.
Okay. Other than that, support black businesses, support downtown
Yes.
Lawrenceville. Heard there's a new juice shop in downtown Lawrenceville where the ice cream shop used to be. So let's try to keep them in
Okay.
business. this time because
maybe it's
I
the
do
same
love that ice
owners.
cream shop. Let's hope, because I did love that ice cream shop, and I'm so mad they weren't in business. So
I know,
support businesses, small owned businesses, and other than that, man, that's all I got.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Well, that concludes our show for this evening. Thank you so very much for joining us. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, comment. Please add more comments. We love reading the comments. Jason and Lisa interact. I just tell you to do things. So I like to interact too. The website is up-ish at headcannoncircus.com. Go tomorrow.
I'm making a blogger. It's happening. I'm just making a blogger.
It works. A lot of hard work into it. And also, please be kind, be considerate, and tip your servers and Rogers at least 20%, if not more, if you can afford it. And if you see Jaron on the street, especially since it's Juneteenth, tell him that the Irish weren't slaves. Yeah.
And I hope you
Hold on, I gotta hit the button first.
Lisa, do it. You got to do it. Lisa, you